Hello and welcome. This is the first episode of Throw and Tell. We're here with team members Calvin Heimburg, Sofia Donnecke.
Wow.
Donnecke. I didn't even know her name. I'm Bradley Williams, great host and friend. We're going to take a look at our three putters, our three mids, our three fairway drivers, and our three long distance drivers. And we're going to start off with our putting putters and let you guys know how we got started. So we'll start with Calvin.
All right, well, putting putters, I putt with KC AVRs. I just like KC plastic because it's super stiff. I've always gravitated towards a stiffer putter, probably just because I'm from Florida and it gets pretty hot, so it's nice for your putter not to be a floppy mess, you know, even when it's sitting in the heat. So currently I got some KC Galactic ones, but pretty much any KC putter I will putt with. I like them to be not on the super tall side. Sometimes you feel them and they feel like the shoulder's kind of high, so I like it kind of in the middle. So, but yeah, that's what I got.
All right, well then we'll switch over. For this season, I've actually switched to a KC AVR. This is the first time that I've ever putted with a KC AVR. In years past, I always thought the KC AVR was a bit too slick, and I also didn't prefer the bead at the time. I was more intrigued by like a neutral flying disc, like a classic AVR. I was really like, I love to just spin it in and hold a straight line the whole time. But as a tour player, we play in adverse conditions a lot more than I used to play. I was more of a fair weather golfer when I started. So I chose the KC AVR to be more resistant in the wind. And then Innova has like a little bit tackier KC plastic now, which feels really nice. So I feel comfortable trying it. And it's been pretty good for me this year so far.
Sweet. I am putting with the Bullfrogs right now for like, you know, within the circle and just outside. Oops. They've got a small
They're slippery
bead.
when they're wet.
No, they're not. They're XT plastic, which
Okay.
is actually gets a little bit sticky in hot weather, but I'm from cooler, drier climates, so it's like, and even in cold rain, they have a really nice grip. And then for like jump putting, I'll actually switch to the Colt because it has a bit more glide and I can get a better flight out of my jump putt approaches.
But they both kind of have similar profiles.
Yeah, they're
Low
both pretty
profile.
flat. I feel like I get really good contact with my fingers to like kind of get the spin off and manipulate the disc more than I used to putt with the AVR X's, but I think my hands were just a little too small. So yeah, these fit really nicely in there. I don't know if you've used them before, but...
No, I haven't. I've actually never even heard of a Bullfrog.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're sweet.
I've never even seen one like on a store shelf. Like, how did you even get these? Are these special order?
I just
know someone?
asked for them.
You know someone.
Yeah.
So you got like special treatment. Do you think a normal player could find a Bullfrog?
Yeah, maybe not you, but
Well, can I throw your Bullfrog?
sure.
Okay.
They're low glide, 3101.
Okay, let's go. We've got a tailwind today.
He loves it.
It seems like it goes really straight. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like I had too much glide, which is probably good
So-
for putting.
It's great for
perfect
putting.
disc if you want a 227 foot approach.
Yeah.
Based on what I saw.
Yeah, it's like a little baby straight Toro.
Yeah, I actually don't throw them, but I've started to, like, just for fun, and I actually really like how they fly, so I might start throwing them too. I usually don't like a bead on my throwers, but the bead is small enough that it doesn't bug me when I'm gripping it to throw, so I don't know. Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll start. My straight to understable throwing putter is a beat up DX AVR X3. I like the low profile of a flat putter. It doesn't really glide a whole lot. It kind of just throws where you throw it. This one's got some weird warps in it from hidden trees, but we're getting tomahawked into the ground. But
Intentionally, I think.
yeah, but that's kind of what I like. I like it because I can throw it hard, it goes straight, and has a nice little right break at the end. Do you want me to throw this?
Yeah, I would love
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
it.
See if we can make it do that in the tailwind. Hit the camera guy. Well,
I mean,
looks
it's pretty
really
much what
straight
you
right
said.
there.
Throw it really hard and let it slowly turn.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a tailwind too.
a little tailwind. Didn't quite turn as much as I would have expected, but
Okay. Well, I mean, my version of Calvin's disc is actually a 40th anniversary Glow AVR. The reason I throw this mold over like something like Calvin's is because I actually prefer a taller shoulder. It kind of fills up my hand a little bit more, and it's made me feel, it feels more like a catch disc than it does like a driving tool. And I like to play a little softer shots with it too. So it's kind of like, I can throw it almost like as hard as Calvin's shot, but I can also play it really soft and it will go straight. Would you throw my disc like kind of smooth?
I think they want to watch you throw it.
Well, I can throw it, but I think you can throw it too.
I mean, throw it kind of smooth. All right. It's a tank, folks.
Wow, it's going.
Well, I like the glide, the extra bit of glide and carry from what I would consider like a slower, smoother swing. So I'm getting a good amount of distance without having to rip it too hard, where Calvin feels a bit more comfortable, I think, kind of hitting it hard every time.
Yeah, I just use my mid-ranges if I want something to go that far.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I missed with the flippy putter. Just kidding.
Okay.
My straighter throwing putters are XT AVR 3s. I also like the lower profile. I think they're a little straighter than the X3s. And the XT plastic beats in pretty quick. These are actually a little bit puddle topped. But yeah, they fit well in the hand, and like these ones, the XT plastic, they'll turn. I can throw one to show. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
straight.
so even in a tailwind, it'll go super straight.
So like because it flies ish close to the bullfrog, do you think you just make a switch and only throw bullfrog?
I think this one comes in more plastics, and I mean that segues into the next kind of middle. You know, if I can throw harder, I've got the AVR 3 in star plastic. These are like the Halo Proto Glow, I think. These ones will have a bit more fade. I can throw them a bit harder, and they'll go straight if I throw them hard. I can put them on hyzer, I can put them on anhyzer. They're a bit more resistant to some torque as well. So I can throw this now and just kind of show how it compares to the other one. So I'm going to throw it a bit harder and flat. So it doesn't really flip up, it just kind of holds it and fades a bit at the end, which is really dependable, especially on like big courses with wind.
Okay. Well then let's get to my middle of the road disc. So same concept, tall shoulder, no bead. This is the Firefly. It's just a more torque resistant version of the AVR, and I can use this for hyzer shots or baby flex shots. So I'll give you a little baby flex shot.
That's nice.
Yeah. And what I like about that is I can throw it really hard and aggressively, get some fade.
I haven't tried the Firefly before. It seems cool, but yeah, like it looks like it has a similar profile to the AVR, and mine also were similar to the same disc.
Yeah,
so.
I think we all gravitate to something that feels good in the hand.
Yeah.
And then we model most of our molds after that.
Yeah.
Especially with putters when they can be tall.
Yeah.
So, Calvin?
My next putter is the Champion Rhino. I've thrown Champion Rhino for, I don't know, probably about as long as I can remember. I got one from a friend, Kyle Sawtell. He got me actually one with this stamp as like a birthday gift a long time ago. It's a 2013 Asia Open stamp. This isn't the same one, but I really like the Rhino. It's slow, doesn't glide a ton, and it's probably my favorite backhand approach disc. I can put it on a little bit of turn, and it kind of wants to fade out. It doesn't really move a ton, and kind of is good at all sorts of power levels. So I guess I'll throw this one on a little turn and show you what I mean.
Cute.
Yeah, that thing is stable though. I mean, we've played catch with it, and you can play like
Wow.
pretty touchy shots with it, but every shot needs a little bit of turn on it, I think, for the most part, to get it to
Depends
fly
on what you're
straight.
trying to do.
Yeah, but it's a good disc. I've enjoyed throwing the Rhino when I've had a chance.
Yeah. I guess I'll start with this. My last one, a little bit faster than the others, is a Color Glow Toro. It's my most stable putter / approach disc. Very flat, good for backhands and forehands. Just like a torque resistant, not a lot of glide disc where it just kind of, it goes where you throw it. I would say I pulled this one out when it gets a little windier over the Rhino, but and then also for forehands as well. But I'm not really throwing forehands now, but I'll throw this one on backhand, just kind of show the stability.
Sure.
Park.
They're stable in the Champion plastic, I think.
Yep, they're definitely stable in the Champion plastic. Yeah, you can find Toros in all kinds of stability ranges, but my favorites are slightly beat in Color Glows.
And that actually leads me to my stable putter, which is also a Toro. This is an RR Pro Toro. It's a lot softer. You can flex the whole thing. When they're fresh out of the mold, they are a little bit more stable. You kind of have to break them in a little bit. I prefer to use this disc for a forehand approach only. Sometimes I use it for backhand. I even have a little special note right here because when I do throw it backhand, I need to throw it harder than I think because the Toro has like breaks at the end of its flight, it feels like. Like I've thrown many shots with the Toro in tournaments and think, oh, I just threw that OB long. And then right before it goes OB, it just completely stops flying. But I like to throw it smooth like my Glidey AVR and it gets me into trouble. So I have a little note that just reminds me to throw it firm. But yeah, the R Pro Toro is just kind of in between. It's still stable, but it's a little straighter out of the box for the most part. And I like how soft it is.
Let's see a forehand.
Okay. Let's go, Mr. Forehand. Yeah, so this is my bread and butter for scrambling. Just kind of pop it, let it go, and then let it fade a little on its own. So it gives me confidence to always kind of throw firm and aggressive, which allows me to kind of lock in on the gap I want to hit.
Sweet, well, big surprise. I got a Champ Toro right here. It's, yeah, my dump truck. It doesn't go too far. I can throw it hard if I want that distance control, but I can also just like do a soft pitch up out of the woods or whatever, and it kind of behaves itself nicely for both flick and backhand approaches. So I don't know. I don't think we need to see another Toro fly. You do? No. Okay. Cool.
Forehand roller toe. No.
Toros, very dependable disc.
Cool. Well, that wraps up, I think, the bulk of our putting and approach, and we can go to like a faster disc now.
Sweet.
Let's go to mids.
Okay, I'm gonna start with my stable mid because the Toro and the Cayman are sort of my. So if this is a little too far, if I'm like in the 200s, upper 200s, especially for backhand, or if I'm throwing like, I need a bit more distance, but still controlled distance, I throw the Cayman, which is like a beadless gator, and I can flick it or backhand it. It's honestly one of my most dependable discs in my bag. I love it when I have a shot where I can throw the Cayman because I feel really confident about it.
Yeah, occasionally I actually I throw a Cayman as well.
Yeah, I think this one's Champ plastic, but like I've had Star ones as well, and like it's one of those discs where you can get a new one and it just kind of flies the way you expect right away.
Yeah, I found
you
that
don't have to beat it in, and if it does beat in, it still flies like a Cayman. It's not too finicky, which I love about it, and it feels like amazing in my hands. So.
And low profile, not too dummy.
Exactly, another low profile disc. Yeah.
You want to rip it?
Sure. Okay, I'll rip a backhand because no one needs to see my sidearm right now. Oh, that was a little low, but
You can see the stability.
Big dog.
but like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was only going to go like another 80 feet if it's higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a stable mid.
Yeah.
So I think on average, I don't carry the more stable version of the mid unless the course really, there's a hole that I think that's like for sure, and then I just go get it out of the car. But my standard like practice setup for stable mids is a Rock X3 in Champion plastic. I guess, I don't know exactly how they made it more stable, but it just is. You can definitely throw this as hard as...
It's the edge. They made the edge blunter. The nose,
Just
or
right
whatever
here.
you want to call it. This is flatter than on the standard Rock 3.
So this one's a bit more rounded.
It's rounded versus flat. It's like flatter like a gator would be.
Yeah, so if you just take this edge and flatten it down, all of a sudden the same mold that you've been throwing, beat up for years is now very stable. And I mean, this one I've had in my bag for a long time, and I can still throw it as hard as I want in almost any wind condition. So this is just me trying to throw it like a destroyer. I'm gonna rip it.
Dang.
And a lot of times I can use this disc to up to 350, which is pretty cool for a mid, I think.
Sweet.
My mid-range setup is pretty similar to Brad's. I don't have anything that's like crazy overstable like a Cayman. Occasionally I will have one of those in the bag, but it's not very often. It's pretty rare. I also bag a Champion Rock X3. Really overstable, dependable, pretty similar flight to my normal Rock 3s that I throw for the rest of my bag. Just definitely got more aggressive fade at the end, and I can kind of start this on turn if I wanted to and trust that it's not going to roll over. I guess I'll throw this, even though Brad just threw the exact same disc.
We could have let Sofia try it.
Oh, we
true.
could have.
Do you ever flick them?
I've never really tried to flick them.
Yeah.
I
flick
feel
'em.
like it might
Nothing
work.
nothing over 250.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll continue.
Yeah.
This right here is probably my go-to mid. It's on the more neutral side, straight to slightly overstable, I guess. Just a Champion Big Bird Rock 3, flat mid-range. It's got a little give to it, and I don't know. I feel like this is good for hyzers if I throw it with hyzer. It'll hold turn if I put turn on it. It's just a good all-around mid for me. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in general with mids, like some people like the beaded bottoms, which I do. I've kind of gravitated. All my mids are rocks or some version of the rock. And then some people don't like it and they tend to go with the more beadless options. But this is probably my favorite mid right now. Should I chuck it?
Yeah.
I guess I'll chuck it.
Go far.
Go far, okay.
Yeah, that's smoke.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to my middle of the road mid. It's something in between stable and not so stable. This is a Luster Rock 3, and I've never, for a long time, I never really liked the way the rock felt in my grip. Same with my putters. I like more of a rounded, domey feel into my grip, so I always thrown more of a Mako 3. But I spent the winter with Calvin doing a lot of practice, and just bit by bit, week by week, we just kept trying to make the rock work for me, and it was a struggle. And then all of a sudden one day it clicked, and I started throwing my rocks better than I ever have, and now the rock is something that I'm using week in, week out on every tournament course we play. So this one's a Rock 3, it's in Luster plastic. I don't know if Luster makes it more stable. This one's been pretty straight to stable since I've owned it. I think it was used when I got it. I got it from Calvin. I don't know if he had many reps with it beforehand, but
Yeah, I threw it some. But yeah, straight to stable,
Yeah.
slightly overstable is how I'd describe
it's not as dependable as the Rock X3, which I know I can always just throw as hard as I can. I feel like I have to modulate my power a little bit, but in general, this is a great flying disc. Do you throw rocks at all?
I have on off, but I have a different shaped disc for my mid.
Would you care to yeet this?
Okay, I'll try to yeet it. It's straight?
You can. I would say you can treat it like
slightly
stable.
overstable.
That is nice.
And it's a 5-speed, so
Yeah.
when you hit it really hard, you can kind of feel the speed, I think.
I feel like I could have thrown that harder and it would have, yeah, definitely held
Yeah,
up. That's sweet.
held up.
So what are we working with?
What am I working with? So I only have one other mold. Sometimes I'll bag a Mako 3 for flippy, but I've basically got the J in here, which is once again a bit kind of like a Cayman, I guess, but
Low
straighter,
profile
low
and-
profile, flat, no bead or anything on the bottom. So I've got a Champ one for tailwind hyzers or just any kind of hyzer shot, not in a headwind, and then I've got my Star J for like really straight tunnel wooded shots, or if I need like a panning turnover shot. So the Star J is sort of I call it my buttery disc because it goes super straight for me. It'll probably be similar to the one I just threw, maybe a bit straighter. I put a tiny bit of turn on that, but you can see how it just wants to hold that, and if it wasn't a tailwind, it would just never even fade.
So it's sort of like a baby rock for you?
Yeah. Yeah, or if you found like an overstable Mako 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere between those.
Okay. Well, that's a great segue then to what my all-time favorite mid-range has been for as long as I've been playing disc golf. I got a first run Star Mako at USDGC in my player pack, and within the first week or 2 weeks of throwing it, I had collected multiple aces and several field aces, and it was a all white blank with a first run stamp, and ever since that week of throwing it, I've just never switched. So this is my baby right here. This is a Mako 3 and Halo Star, and then I kind of have, he wants to be in the bag really bad, Halo Champion. I've had other Halo Champion Makos that have been pretty sweet, but this one's just, he's not there yet. But this one is, I've had it for multiple seasons now. It's my favorite little woods disc, and it's also my fun play around disc because you can throw massive turnovers with it, which is what I'm going to try to show you now.
It's kind of domey for.
Yeah, so it kind of fits
Usually
the
they're
same.
flat, right?
It kind of fits the same theme I've been going with my slow discs because I like them a little tall.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's right. Sometimes the Mako 3s and Star Plastic can be rather flat, and I do think people prefer that. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, Brad, I wish you had some flat ones," but like I like them tall. So I kind of have to hunt for it to find it domey and stable.
Good
but
aerodynamics.
let me give you like a sweet big old turnover. This is what my favorite shot is with this disc. And I love how just gentle and slow it'll pan once you throw it so wide and out of frame. So the Mako 3 for me is it gives me a smile every time I throw it.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
Wow. I just have a beat up rock. Same thing as the last time. Nothing different. It's just the beat up version of the last disc I threw. This one, you know, will break right when I throw it the same way. So same feel, flat, beaded mid. I guess I can throw it. It's probably a little more stable than Brad's Mako 3 there. But I guess I can try.
Line?
I can try.
Sweet.
It doesn't like hold those like long pans as well, I don't think. Well, maybe it does. I don't know.
Yeah, I think in this environment, tailwind, the nose angle and the height allowed it to dance. Similar to, I think the Mako is pushing through its range where that one is tipped and then kind of, I don't know, diving out of it. But yeah.
I don't know. Definitely the rock doesn't glide as well as the Mako either. I think the Mako likes to float a lot more.
It does. Cool. Well, then we're going to move on to the fairway class, and we'll start with most overstable, favorite fairway, and then we'll work our way to the flippiest. Calvin, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I guess one of my favorite fairways right now is kind of like between fairway and driver, I guess. 9-speed. It's a Quantum Draco by Millennium. This is like a utility disc, forehand, backhand, always going to have a dependable fade at the end. A little less overstable than a Champion Firebird. I still bag one of those, but I trust this in like all wind conditions, forehand and backhand. It's definitely been a go-to for me the past few years. Yeah, I guess I'll chuck it.
Sure.
How do you want me to throw it?
I like a little baby
you throwing
hyzer.
a Draco?
I have one.
Ooh, we're about to
Good job. That's awesome.
We're all about to be advertising the Draco, I think. There we go.
Nice, overstable finish, especially in this tailwind.
Never a doubt, really.
Never a doubt. We all knew it was going left.
Yeah.
But so yeah, my name's actually on the Draco.
Didn't know
So
that.
maybe my opinion is biased. I don't know.
Maybe we should go to my story then.
I think yeah, I just I got in touch with Sean Wynn over there, and we talked about this that I thought I could integrate in my bag really easily, and that was one that I thought would be really easy because it was a little less overstable than the Firebird, and I used to kind of throw lightweight Firebirds in that slot. So it was a really easy switch, and I've now found a run that I really like. I really love the 1.3 Quantums, and yeah, I've been throwing those since they came out.
Cool. Well, Calvin actually helped me get on the Draco train as well. We were playing at the Champions Landing in Emporia, and there was a par 3 that I was throwing my Firebirds on. I had some Champion Firebirds at the time, and they just were fading a bit too quick before the green and going OB, and I was like just kind of griping and kind of complaining about my situation. Because I know that you can probably spend a lot of effort and get the disc you want, but at the time I was finding it hard to find a Firebird that would go a little bit straighter before it faded. I was finding like way too stable or way too understable. And I was actually doing a similar approach where I was trying like lighter weight Firebirds in Champion to get a little bit more straight carry. And then he was like, well, why don't you just try the Draco? Like it's pretty close, maybe a little bit straighter, maybe a bit, I don't know, faster. I don't know how you described it, but he actually gave me 2 maroon Dracos originally. And right away I was getting the flights that I was looking for, which is like a little bit straighter Firebird flight. At the time at least, compared to what I had. So I haven't really switched back. These things, I've swam in mini ponds to make sure this one comes back to me every time I throw it in one. So yeah, I've had it for a while now, and it's one of my favorite chip discs. I use it for forehand, forehand roller, Scooby, tomahawk, and backhands. So yeah, I'm gonna try to throw a similar shot to Mr. Calvin with my Quantum Draco. Also has a little giraffe on it too, that he drew.
Aww.
Pretty sweet. And that's kind of why I like it. Like the moment I throw it, it wants to start fading, and that's usually why I'm throwing it anyway. I want that fade.
Yeah.
Good wind fighter.
All right. So I normally throw like the Sexton Firebird for that slot, but I kept throwing them into water and not getting them back. So I also tried a Draco because it is kind of like a straighter Firebird, like you guys said. So this is sort of like the one I'll throw if like I don't want to risk, if I'm like learning a new course and I don't want to risk losing my my Sexton, because it is sort of that bead in flight. It's nice and flat and it's going to start working left, but I find that I can, when they're a bit straighter, you can get a bit of distance on them on the backhand. For me, that's like 315 if I throw it hard. If I just have an open hyzer or I need a low ceiling shot, I can throw it low and hard and into a headwind too, and it'll just sort of get right to the pin for me, which is always a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Should I throw one of these, or do you want to?
So this one's a little domey. How does this one feel? This one's like really flat.
Yeah.
Have you felt the?
I mainly bagged the Draco to support Calvin. That's not even his, but to
Perfect.
make him feel good.
Thanks.
Do you feel good?
I feel great
All
right now.
I feel good too now.
That's awesome
Cool.
when everyone goes down the line and talks about this, what you're associated with.
So let's go, to the middle,
Toro,
middle,
Draco,
middle of
Draco.
the middle of the road.
Middle of the road for me is the Champ Thunderbird. So if I don't quite need a distance driver shot, or it's like a stock hyzer, but like, you know, I got some airspace to work with, I'll go with the Champ Thunderbird. I've got like a really beat in one, and then I've got like a newer Champ one. I'll give it a rip.
Yeah, show us what that 9-speed looks like.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So like super dependable, consistent flight, and like more wind resistant than like a flippier, but I don't need to haul in it like a Firebird, and I can like get a bit further.
Sweet. Well, my middle of the road fairway driver and my most understable driveway are fairway driver, basically the same mold, close. This one's a Idai Champ T-Bird. This one is my most stable one, so it's like has the least amount of reps on it. It's got a little bit of dome to it, and I can throw this disc as hard as possible. Like I can rip it like I'm throwing 12-speed into pretty good headwind, and I can trust it to like not turn over too much. So it's become one of my favorite discs to throw over the years, and if I was going to build my bag, I'd always try to have a T-Bird in there, even if I had like an open bag. It's one of my favorite molds. So I'm going to throw it very aggressively with a little bit of turn angle. And it should come right back left, kind of like a longer Draco flight is kind of how I think of it. Like if I want to go a bit further than the Draco but have a similar fade, not as hard, I'll throw the Champ T-Bird.
So I'm an Eagle guy. I know a lot of times people are either T-Bird or Eagle people. I carry 4 in my bag and varying ranges of stability, but typically I just like them because I can throw them pretty firm. I can keep them on those low lines I like, and they don't want to like burn over, and they have a nice fade at the end. So I'll throw one of them here. This is like not my most overstable one. This is my newest most overstable, but this is like a decently stable one. Yeah, I like these anywhere from 380 to 430, I would say. So they go pretty far. Not as far as some fairways, but very dependable for me.
Yeah, it seems like you're a flat disc person.
Yeah, until it comes to distance drivers.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much throwing it close to full power, and it goes straight with a little finish.
Yep.
Low ceiling too.
Yeah, I guess just a quick story on them. I mean, I originally was a T-Bird guy. T-Bird was like my go-to everything disc. And then I was kind of looking for something that was between a Firebird and my T-Bird, and I ran across this run of Eagle. And, originally it was just that slot between the Firebird and T-Bird. But as they started to beat up, I guess I just started to continue to cycle the Eagle until it pushed all the T-Birds out. So now I'm an Eagle guy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now
Yep.
here's a bag full of Eagles.
Yep.
I'm an Eagle gal. So yeah, I like throwing the Eagle. the Eagle X, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got like a classic one that I can haul on and it gets good shape. They go really far.
Is this
too.
an X
Yeah.
too?
This is an Eagle X, and then this is a really old Eagle X that's super flippy that like I just started throwing in the woods. It doesn't even fly like an eagle anymore, but it feels like an eagle, which is really cool to have the same flight. And then obviously my Tour Series Eagle L is what I'll talk about. It's just like much straighter, doesn't have the same kind of fade at the end as the Eagle X. And I'll have one of you guys throw it. I'll throw it first, but one of you guys should throw the other one. So like if I want a really straight flight without too much fade, or if I want like tailwind distance where I maybe shouldn't be throwing a high speed disc, the Eagle L is like a really good replacement for that. So I just hyzer flip that and it just goes straight. It's fading a bit now, but like if I threw it a bit harder, it would fade way less.
So has this one been kind of broken in some?
Yeah, so it should be similar to that one.
Okay. How should I throw this?
If you're gonna throw it flat, like give it some height, but
Yeah. I mean, it feels a little bit domey, kind of like my T-Bird, which is cool.
so there it's goes pretty far.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's like kind of has a little bit of turn baked in if you throw it hard and it comes out of it.
Yeah.
You got something else you want to share with the class?
I mean, the only thing I could possibly share, besides showing everyone every T-Bird I have, is the last one. I mean, these are just different versions of a T-Bird that are broken in. They're seasoned. They were stable. Now they're straighter, and then I have a straighter one. But at the end of the road is a T-Bird 3, actually. And this one is super flat. You actually might like the profile because it's doesn't have much dome to it.
Okay.
I would like you to throw it, actually, because I think it flies like a broken in Eagle L.
Okay, so like similar to one you just threw?
Yeah.
Okay. Give it a bit of
Yeah, and I use
flatness.
this for like flip up shots
Okay.
and turnovers mainly.
Yeah, I feel like it turned a bit.
It's hard to tell in like a straight tailwind.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it is a
you
straight
guys
tail,
are
but-
going to get like a little bit misleading flight representation, but it
I
is
could tell
it
that-
is quite a bit straighter. But yeah, what do you got, boy?
I guess my last fairway I'll show and tell is a T-Bird. Did just say I was an Eagle guy. I guess I have bagged a T-Bird on and off for, since I've been on tour, but generally it was like the most flippy slot I had. But at the end of last year, I decided to give him a chance. I've been looking for a disc that kind of slots between my Eagle and Destroyers, and sometimes that's a Thunderbird. And I guess I'm picky with Thunderbirds, so I haven't loved any of the ones I've had for a while, and so I decided to pick up these T-Birds. They're pretty domier than any other fairway I would ever think about grabbing, but it was just an experiment that kind of ended up turning out to be something that I really liked. It kind of pushes maybe like 50 feet farther than my Eagle, so it kind of slots in perfectly between the Eagle and the Destroyer. I haven't quite figured out how to throw this like on lower lines, but when I get a little bit of airspace and I can throw it up and just really utilize the glide on this thing, that's where it really shines for me. So I'll give it a toss.
Throw it to the school bus.
I don't know if I can throw it that far, but I'll try.
Well, got him.
Yep. So definitely farther than my Eagle. And that's, kind of what I like it for. There's just sometimes there's shots where you don't necessarily have the room to, swing a Destroyer out from right to left and need a straighter flight. And that's where that guy really shines.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was hole 3 at USDGC last year. You were throwing the T-Bird further than most people's 12 speeds on a straight line. He was getting about 475 distance, and that's, yeah, even on hole 10, you were going almost long of that 470 par 3 with a T-Bird.
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible. Well, I guess the rest of us would need to throw drivers to get that kind of distance. So, Sophia, do you want to talk about your driver?
My driver is a Destroyer, and I don't really have too many other drivers. I've got a Halo Wraith right now that I'm kind of, I don't know, I just threw it in the bag. But
Yeah.
I'll start with should I start with flippy or stable or?
We can go flippy to stable if you want. It might be fun.
Okay. Oh no. Oh yes. So for flippy, they're pretty crazy flippy. I've got the Pro Destroyers. I've got a really domey lighter one, and then I've got 171, but they're both like equally flippy. Actually, this one might be more stable even though it's lighter. And I feel like I use them for like big high lines where I want it to kind of hold its flight and come out the end, or extreme hyzer shots where I want a lot of glide but like steep hyzer, and just like flights where it's like effortless distance. I'll throw these. So I'll give it a go. It's pretty taily. See if I might chalk up actually. I feel like they're all slipping out of my hand right now.
Okay, I'll chalk up. I'll chalk up just.
We got that.
Just to get ready.
We got that humidity factor. I'm not used to it.
I'm still dry.
Got to chalk up every like 10 throws.
You're always a little bit dry.
Mm-hmm. They can hear. People are gonna be like, edit that out.
So it's
Sounds
kind of tough with
That's
the
dry
tailwind, but
ASMR.
like
Yeah.
I like don't have to throw it super hard, and it gets like a nice flexing flight. Could throw this one too.
Cool. You want to throw two?
I'll try this one. This one's a bit flatter and a bit straighter or flippier, I guess. I'll put it a bit higher on hyzer.
Woo!
So like that with the right wind would just hold forever and kind of pan out. It's nice for going like over trees. Also sidearm, like I'll get a bit of extra distance because it's straighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a Pro Destroyer. Is what we
Pro
looked at.
Destroyer, nice and grippy too. So for like rain and cold weather.
Okay. Whale, let's start pulling out the whole bag now, I guess. Try to abbreviate this in some fashion. So this is a pile of destroyers, is what you're looking at, really. That is my all-time favorite driver. I will occasionally supplement a stable Wraith in between, but I'm just using the destroyer for everything. So I've got a Play It Again Sports find right here. Many people have owned it before me. It's 169. It's got a little bit of bubbles in the rim, maybe some kind of blizzarding in the rim. It's got a small dome. This can be used as a roller if you throw it very hard. And it's my flip up. It's my huge turnover disc. It's a lot of stuff. And yeah, Calvin, could you throw a hyzer flip with this?
I don't know, I can try.
Probably need to give it some height.
All right. We'll give it a go. You want it up high?
I do.
It's
yeah.
gonna like actually turn?
It will. I
How much
believe.
hyzer?
I believe in you.
All right, we'll try.
You made that thing look good.
Yeah, he did.
Way to trust it. I look for dirt, and I'm like, ooh, this one's dirty. And then I look for color that stands out. Like I gravitate to certain colors. So I like for my beat up destroyer, I like it to be like an all white disc or like a yellow. So I'm looking for dirt, and then I'm looking for those two colors. And usually for some reason when I find white star plastic destroyers, they tend to be straighter. This is not always the case. Obviously, color and how they fly is really dependent on the run, but it just, when I go to play it again, the white ones seem to be already broken in for me. So it's kind of fun.
You probably just show the most dirt.
Yeah.
This is also a Star Destroyer. It's first run actually, and it's just the next step up in stability and stuff. But I think for you it would be like your most stable disc.
My most stable disc?
Yeah, I think you could just really rip that snot out of that.
I'll flex it. We'll
Yep.
see. It's heavy.
She said, yeah, right.
Wait,
dude.
it's coming out.
Yeah, I bet you she has one more stable than that.
You have one more stable?
Yeah.
Which, if you were to go your big dog destroyer, what are you running?
Okay, this one's starting to get a little beat in.
I've had some of these.
Yeah, they're like sweet. I got a couple of backups of these Halo
They
destroyers.
didn't work out too good for me.
What?
I had some horror stories with those.
What do you mean?
They were weird.
Brad actually it flew bad once and he never trusted it again.
Like too straight?
Yeah, it did some weird stuff.
He actually just force turned it and it went right, and then he
was
blamed
shocked.
the disc. Yeah.
No, okay, yeah, so this one I feel like flies more like a Star Destroyer at this point, but it's pretty nice. I can still haul on it. So I've added a new Star Destroyer to my bag. It's actually Calvin's Star Destroyer.
It looks
I
a
guess.
lot
I
like
didn't know
one of
that.
the ones he uses, actually.
I
Yeah.
do have one with that die on it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Different run. She's throwing Proto Glow. That's a 20.
Is that Proto Glow? There's no way.
That's
It doesn't
Proto Glow.
Well, Proto.
That's last year's run.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like, I needed another Halo Destroyer because this one was like kind of beating it
Yeah.
a bit, and now it's like, it's a well-seasoned disc, but I need like a headwind, like throw it hard disc, so I've added this one, which actually this one's kind of getting straight too now, so
Here,
I
you
don't have
want
a dummy thick one really.
you want to try this year's? It's
Is it
probably
gonna make me feel really weak?
maybe it's probably
And a tailwind?
it probably is more stable than last year's.
Okay, I feel like we should be like testing these in a headwind, but I'll
Yeah.
give it a go.
Probably right.
Should I throw it like, I'll just throw it flat at the school bus.
Throw it on a little turn.
Yeah.
On turn at the school bus.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Okay,
sorry, that
well
was a
it
little
goes
yank.
right.
Wow, okay.
It started
It
to
had
scoop
hope.
out.
It
It
had
does.
hope.
Yeah, whenever I do that, I usually just blame the disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the disc.
I haven't really talked to any, but yeah, my majority of my distance drivers are some form of destroyer as well. That right there was this year's Tour Series, and I got some other years from the past. But basically, just varying stages of wear. My most understable, this is new to the bag. Well, I used to throw it, but I did sink my flippy destroyers in the past couple days. So as I was saying, flippy destroyers are the most lost disc for me. I do dumb things with them, but so this is new to the bag as of today. This would be my go-to if I had open airspace, I wanted to go super far, or if I was throwing like a forehand. I generally reach towards these since my forehand's a little weaker than my backhand, actually a lot weaker. But yeah, this would be like my distance guy, kind of like the Brads that I threw.
Oh.
Maybe a little more stable than Brads,
Yeah,
but,
I think so.
but similar where I just throw it up high and let it fly.
Cool.
I guess I can, should we haven't, I guess.
Yeah, I've the only one that's thrown the
Yeah, we should all
Alright.
throw a destroyer.
All right, I'll chuck this one. Oops. Let's see. Okay, definitely more stable than Brad's, but goes far.
Wow.
All right, I'd like to
complain with that.
introduce a segment to Calvin real quick.
Okay.
So this is just like a quick rundown of my destroyer lineup, which I have Calvin's. This one just is a little straighter. It's my flippy one compared to the other two. This is my all-time favorite destroyer ever. Like I would probably swim in any pond if I lost this. And then I have Halo Champion destroyers, which I found to be pretty stable. Actually really nice. I love having a car full of these to throw. And then this one is my big dog, most stable Luster Luster destroyer. And Calvin, like, I would love for you to rapid fire these on a little bit of baby hyzer on each one and watch the difference how they fly. Here, take them off if you want, or I can feed them to you.
Yeah, you can feed me.
So this is my straightest, most versatile destroyer.
I'm gonna throw these a little bit lower
Sure.
because they're all gonna fade out in this wind if I throw them too high. Oh, that's just into the sky.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it's a dog.
Yeah,
Fades.
you're making it look stable. All right, just bend the knees a little. All right, try
No,
this.
I think just about anything is gonna fade out, but yeah, especially if you throw it nose up.
Ooh.
Okay.
That was more like how I wanted to throw the other one.
So that's my big distance reliable one. Now
Uh-huh.
these are all gonna need some sort of anhyzer.
I'm gonna continue to throw with a little bit of hyzer.
Oh, don't punk me. This is my stable guy.
No, it's still stable,
That is
but
stable.
Okay,
it's gonna show that it goes shorter.
okay, yes. And then here's my most stable, my number one slot.
And this one will make me look weak. Oh God, that came out early.
Yes.
That one goes 328.
Yep, max
No
distance.
glide.
No glide.
Okay, so we are all big destroyer fans. We've just
Yep.
showed you the full gambit of our fun ones. Calvin has a different disc though.
I got one other disc, a little faster than the Destroyer, a Quantum Quasar. Pretty similar to my most overstable Destroyer in stability, but just a little quicker. Sometimes I needed to go a little bit farther, or there's a headwind, I'll club up to this as opposed to the Destroyer to get that same distance.
Yeah.
So, you want to throw this?
Yeah. This is Calvin's version of my Luster destroyer, except one speed faster, I think.
Probably, it's a little beat up. I would say it's not as overstable as your Luster Destroyer.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I've seen him throw that disc many times and it flies great, and I've never seen it flip up for him and let him down.
Yeah. Yeah, it flies good. So.
Well, let's go straight into our fun. Like, do you guys any other discs that are not destroyers?
No, that's it. That's my whole bag. I mean, the only other, honestly, mold I didn't really talk about was I got a Firebird in here, which I mentioned, and then I got a Thunderbird right now too.
Okay. I guess my flex discs, like they're kind of gap fillers, would be the Star Roadrunner, lightweight. This is just my scramble get out of jail free card. I use it for tomahawks, little forehands, patent pending backhands, lots of rollers. And then I have a 9-speed. This is a Halo Star Valkyrie. This is my second Tour Series disc of the season, and it's all in high 160 weight class.
They go far.
They go far. They're awesome. We just played a whole round on this gold layout with the Valkyrie, and I think we all had like 8 to 7 birdies on the course with only using a Valkyrie. So the disc is fantastic. We've had a lot of fun throwing it. Do you bag like a roller disc any chance?
No, I haven't worked rollers in. That's probably next off season, but I'll sometimes throw a Leopard into my bag for fun.
Cool.
Just to, try something new, and they're kind of fun to throw.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, if there's one thing I could recommend to any player that loves Innova plastic would be to try an understable 9-speed in our lineup. The Roadrunner and the Valkyrie are both really good options at 9-speed. 9-speed
This isn't that understable.
No, it's not.
This is overstable.
Do you want to throw it?
I mean, I'll throw it. They go far. Throw it. Let's see how far we can get one of these.
You can do it.
They just go forever.
Look at the
glide.
glide. It's just like
It
floating on
loves
a.
the tailwind.
They fade out.
Oh my gosh. That would be
Farthest flying
farther.
disc that's not in my bag. Halo Star Valkyrie.
You weren't supposed to throw it that far.
We already established they go far.
Yeah, they do.
And they're not understable, as you can see. Like, it wanted to turn, but I threw that really hard.
Yeah.
And it's a tailwind.
I would love for you to throw a roller in my roadie.
A roller?
You might as well work on it in front of us.
All right. We know this is, so I just kind of like.
Calvin has a really good tip for rollers.
Do I?
Yeah, I've heard you tell me before. What if I'm struggling with my roller? What do I need to focus on?
I don't know. Leaning back, driving your elbow into the ground. I generally make stuff up on the spot.
And it always
Should
works.
I come out like this?
Lean back.
Think about just like projecting that disc. Okay, that did not look. That didn't look powerful. Be strong. You gotta be strong. Okay.
Wait, hold on. So have your hand out like this, kind of with the bend. So you're thinking about the path of the disc, not necessarily your arm. So for it to roll, you want the disc to travel like this to the
like
ground.
the hula hoop. Nate
Like the
Sexton's
hula hoop. So you want to make sure your body is like matching what the disc needs to do.
Okay, I'll just do one practice.
Yeah. That'll look better.
Where's she trying to land it?
Where am I trying to land it?
You just.
I would say 117 feet out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
117? All right.
Yep.
Aye!
Okay, so you landed
That's
it a little
actually not
farther
bad
than
for
that.
me.
Yeah, you hit about 160 out. So if you had brought it in to 117 feet, you would have had a lot more spin when it made contact.
Yeah,
And then it could
throw
have
it down.
fought and rode.
Okay, should I go get it?
I would love for you to throw it again.
Okay, I'll try.
Wow.
That seemed fun. Thanks for the suggestion. We'll see you in after this intermission.
Cut. If you don't feel as powerful like that, like you can also be not like super exaggerated
Not
and just
high?
like if you drive your elbow down more. That'll probably
Wait, make sure that looks clean though.
like just like I don't know, like it's not I probably look the same, but for some reason when I'm watching you do it, I feel like you're stronger than you're making.
So you'll grab it. The key is to have the elbow be lower than the wrist.
Like, you know, normally
Oh, I
you're
see.
driving your elbow forward.
Yeah, you're going like
So
this
now
normally.
just like shift
Yeah.
your
Look
at your
hand,
elbow.
shift your arm,
So you're
hand
gonna-
above
yeah,
the
you're gonna shift
elbow,
like
and
this.
then you're still gonna
Oh,
drive
yeah,
it
okay,
forward,
okay.
and
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna
you're gonna
throw
go
your
like
hand
that.
down.
Okay.
And
Like,
then
it's
this
not
part's
a
gonna go
straight down,
out.
but
No,
like-
it's gonna. You don't have to flip it. It's just gonna continue to go down each degree.
Okay. I'm just gonna think elbow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, elbow
and then,
below
And then look
hand.
at the ground where you want it to touch down, like about a hundo. There we go.
That's it.
That's gonna stand up now.
Hell yeah. Heck yeah. That's my best roller yet. And it didn't even flip up, but
Yeah.
It's just because the slope and the tailwind.
I think the elbow down really fixed it, because like, yeah, I'm a,
Yep, it
Yeah.
helps me
You
a
have
lot
to, like,
whenever
your
I have
hand
that.
above
mental
I was
elbow.
trying to like do this, but
You
it's hard to
can,
be
you can
powerful.
like, I don't know, depending on how you want to lay your roller
But
down, you can kind of like arch your back.
Because sometimes you
You
need to
still
do
gotta have your elbow
you need to
down,
do a
though.
drop roller
Yeah.
sometimes, so you would need to know all those different ones. But a standard forward, nothing in your way distance roller, you'd be driving it forward,
Yeah.
closer to a backhand.
But the key is like the elbow is like slightly below the disc,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, no matter where you're doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I might learn it sooner then.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you've learned it.
You've already learned. Now you just need to.
Can I
Need-
try one more with
practice.
my other one?
Now you just need some reps.
This is my flippy eagle.
It's gonna be
Flippy
more
eagle.
stable for sure. Not too much.
Yeah,
though.
it's actually somewhat flippy. All right, guys, this has been the complete look at our bag. You've seen exactly what we're using for these tournaments. We've shown you all of our tricks. This is Throw and Tell. You can find any of these molds if you want to support us at the Innova Factory Pro Shop. We have two to three Tour Series discs apiece, and any of the recommendations we've made, you'll find them there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a fun episode.